Drew McIntyre beating Seth Rollins. And it looked like, hey, he's finally got his big moment. He's winning the World Heavyweight Championship in a crowd with people. There's his WrestleMania moment. He goes to taunt Punk. Punk's had enough. Out comes Damian Priest, who cashes in, and he is now your World Heavyweight Champion. This is a nice little way to reshuffle the deck right before the draft, which we all believe is right around the corner. What'd you think of Drew McIntyre and then immediately cashing in with Damian Priest?
Well, I'm a big Drew McIntyre fan. I think he's a prototypical pro wrestler. Big, athletic, convincing, got a great look. His presentation at WrestleMania was extraordinary, I thought.
Yes.
So, so I was completely shocked. I hadn't even been thinking about the money in the bank scenario. Hadn't thought about it one time. So then when our man right there came out, I said, "Oh shit, this is going to be this could be something," and it was. I didn't know they'd go all the way through with it. Damian Priest is he's worked his ass off to become a hell of a hand, and he's got the size that WWE covets as a rule. He's 6'2" or 3. I saw him on TV on ESPN this week, a day or two ago, with the Yankees, Aaron Judge, and some more players. You find out everybody's a wrestling fan to in some degree, especially as you get to let their guard down. And I watched Aaron Judge hold the title belt, the strap. They held the strap, and he held it in his hands like a little child, like he couldn't believe he was holding the WWE Heavyweight Championship. So I was surprised. I thought it was very good booking, very good book. It surprised me. I wasn't ready for it.
Let's talk a little bit about, what you would do next with the world title. It does feel like, with the draft seemingly around the corner, we're going to get reset where one guy's on one show and one guy's on another in terms of Raw and SmackDown, Cody and Damian Priest. But I kind of feel like I'm not wishing this on Damian Priest, but if you were booking, would this be a time when you would seriously consider trying to make a guy like LA Knight?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it does feel like that LA
I
Knight and Damian Priest could immediately be a thing.
I agree. Uh, and it's inevitable that LA Knight is one of the favorites
Yes.
of the office. Uh, I haven't totally bought into his persona, uh, and not to say it in a bad way. Like I haven't seen him do anything that I didn't like. I just got to feel it more. I got to feel it more. They got to do a little bit more character development to get me to buy in to who this dude is and why I should give a shit. So, but he's got a good future ahead of, no doubt about that. Like I said earlier, we were talking about Cody's next opponents. Uh, it's not beyond the realm of comprehension that it's a baby face.
Right.
Why couldn't it be? It can, and it might be. We don't know yet, but I'm sure we're going to find out imminently. But that would hurt my feelings. I probably would. It would be the ideal booking. There's no doubt about that. A heel's better, an established heel, but that you might have to go that route. My goal would be to get the best matches that you can in the ring.
Yes.
And LA Knight can talk, and he can take bumps. He can beat a comeback, same as a lot of guys. And that's what you look for. Can you mechanically execute what is needed to be done? And all the guys we've talked about here today, this is, you know, backyard booking, is they can all do that. They all got those things in common. They're athletic. They can talk. They can take bumps, and they've got enough TV exposure. They have some name identity established.
I wanted to ask you about Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. They really started the entire weekend. They were the first match on night one. Excellent way to start the show. Really enjoyed that match. But we found out after the fact that, boy, Becky was wrestling hurt. Like, this is her flu game. She literally had strep throat during this match. And Becky Lynch has admitted that, or Rhea Ripley rather, that she had a panic attack right before the matches.
Wow.
And that's not something that people talk about very often, but I thought it was very cool to hear her talk about, because I can only imagine when you're going out in front of 70, 80,000 people, whatever it is, and millions more at home, and every little thing about what you do is going to be picked apart and scrutinized and filmed from 100 angles. And you're the first person out there. That is a lot of stress and pressure for anybody, much less a young person. Right, Jim?
Yeah, but what you got to do, Conrad, you got to position it to your talent. If you're an administrator, that you're lucky because you got a fresh audience. They've been waiting. They've been setting. They're on ready. They're at the starting gate, ready to explode. So look at it in a positive way, as opposed to, oh man, I'm stressed and all that. You know, I never heard of Moolah talking about being stressed. I don't think nothing bothers Moolah. Of course, she had her policeman with her at all times, Mae Young. So I thought that that was the ideal way to kick off the event. I'm a big Becky Lynch fan, and I growing to be a big Rhea Ripley fan. And, you know, I just think the business in general has done a great job in building the female side of the roster. You know, we talked about Dynasty coming up in St. Louis on pay-per-view. The women aren't omitted from that either. They're going to be playing too.
Yeah.
I love that. They get opportunity.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-free shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.